I notice is that it gives people hope and, gives excitement. It changes families. When a family goes into business, it affects a lot of people.
The default rate for 8 Native-led financial institutions across Montana, Wyoming, and South Dakota is a fraction of the national average, and their loan portfolio has grown exponentially over the past 5 years. This is the Mountain Plains Regional Native CDFI Coalition, and what they built isn't just about finance. Numbers tell part of the story. Here's the rest of it.
It is difficult to go into a traditional bank and get a loan, even with good credit. And I don't feel like it's as personable as it is with this type of organization. It's having that trust of people knowing what your goals are and believing in that, and then helping you achieve those goals. It gives you also that confidence to expand and believe that you can go further.
We tend to look at building up people, building up families, and creating opportunities for them. And I think banks and mainstream measures don't look at things like that necessarily. They'll look at the creation of jobs, look at the economic factors and things like that. But we look at the joy it brings families and communities. I think each new business, each new success really changes things for people.
Investing indigenously is a proven methodology that is reclaiming finance on indigenous terms. It means a loan officer drives to meet a client, not the other way around. It means sitting with someone before the paperwork starts. It means building the loan around the person, not asking the person to fit the loan. When finance is designed to build community, values are at the heart of every service and every product. Most Western financial systems are transactional. This one is built on trust and relationship.
Native CDFIs, what I really value is that relationship building. We can look at a credit score on the Western side and there's no way you're gonna get the door slammed in your face. And the way the Native CDFIs approach is really looking at the person, not just a number.
It's not just about relationships, it's about establishing almost friendships, because they tell you a lot of things and they get emotional. And I think that when that emotion comes out, it's really a measure of the fact that mainstream financial institutions, they don't see that and they don't care.
I want to live to be 100 now because I don't see myself ever retiring. I'm going, oh my God, you've given me a meaning and a purpose that I never knew that was out there. And it's just to play a small part of this. And everybody wants to belong to something. They want to know that whatever they do on this planet, it means something. And I'll tell you, this dead old banker, you breathe life into me that is incredible.
There's a building going up in Crow Agency, Montana right now, the Crow Innovation Center, designed and built by Planydoors Community Development Corporation. When it's finished, it will be the first privately constructed building in the heart of Crow Nation in nearly 2 decades. The Mountain Plains Coalition's Regional Revolving Loan Fund has deployed significant capital into Native businesses across the region. That capital doesn't disappear, it circulates. It comes back in, goes back out, and builds capacity on the way. Who carries this forward? The Mountain Plains Coalition has invested thousands of hours into next generation leadership through fellowships, workforce development, and a deliberate commitment to future Indigenous finance leaders.
You're gonna have this physical infrastructure project, which is a commercial building that's gonna house small businesses and nonprofits. And then hopefully from there, with some stability with the jobs, then hopefully you can have people, purchasing homes and building homes. And so this building will hopefully have that ripple effect.
I think about Lame Deer. I used to work there 40 years ago. And I think about the condition that it was in and just the change in that time. They have more thriving businesses. When you think about the lending that occurs, it's not only creating a livelihood, but then with that livelihood, then you can purchase a home and you can help your employees beyond that. And so I'm really looking forward to what we can do as a CDFI in our community. I'd like to see similar changes.
My niece is a little small business owner. She's 9 years old. And my son sees, this isn't his first conference or first, Indigenous convening. And he knows that we're going to have a fashion show. He knows that we're talking about business. He knows that he has to work to save a little money for the things that he wants. That's something for me is like having our youth in the audience. That's part of us thinking 7 generations ahead, because my son's gonna turn around and tell my grandkids, this is what my mom and dad taught me how to do.
We've seen a multitude of CDFIs putting stuff in the ground, building structures, and really creating things that are gonna last a lifetime. And I think being able to see a CDFI move from point A to point B and really get that done puts a lot of confidence in our ability as CDFIs to create the teams necessary and keep the energy moving to get those projects done.
The Eagle Seeker Clinic, the Crow Innovation Center, Courtesy Cash, the Morningstar Federal Credit Union. These aren't abstract ideas. They're proof that capital deployed with integrity builds things our communities can see, use, and hand down. CDFIs were built to be the lender of first thought, not a last resort. Run by people from the community. Lenders who know their clients not just as borrowers, but as neighbors, as relatives, as the people they're accountable to.
I would just like to say the Mountain Plains Coalition has really been a blessing to our Native CDFIs. I started this work 17 years ago, and you're so busy as an executive director doing so many different things, let alone looking for access to capital. And I was thinking, why does it have to be this hard? Where's this hub pool of money that somebody needs to have available, ready? So when we need access to capital, we can touch base with whoever has this hub of money within our Native CDFI Coalition. And that happened, and it went fast.
If you all really want to put your money to work in a way that's actually transformative, these are the things you need to look at.
I hope that what CDFIs are doing and focusing on the relational side of lending just as much as the transactional side of lending becomes the norm, and that those strengths in doing things differently and having integrity and having values and valuing relationships becomes the norm, and those things start spreading outside of Indian country, and Indian country is the leader and the trendsetter.
I think something that I'm really hopeful about, besides the mechanics of being a CDFI, I would say is that the growth of the staff and the people that run the CDFIs. Looking forward to innovation and the idea generation that's going to come from that next generation of leadership. It's really awesome to know that. We know the statistic that every Native CDFI employee, they impact the credit scores of 1,000 people around them just by working at the CDFI. A lot of us are hiring from within, so we're building our own people, and we all perceive opportunity. We don't perceive risks in our community, and so we're growing this next generation of leaders and staff members that really perceive opportunity, and we're going to grow that. So the potential is huge.
Empower, honor, elevate. That's what it means to move capital indigenously.